As we're waiting for the teams to come back now, Corey, it's a little bit wind. There's the horn. They'll be striding back out into the teams. What do you think the team chat's been for Rev and the Te Roosters?
Well, I think the main one for the Roosters will be complete your sets. Just overhearing Revel as I was walking past the team huddle, he said, their line speed and defence is really good, but they're just putting themselves under pressure with their errors. 2 of their tries have come directly off errors. The third one from a 40-20 kick. So for them, it's just about tidying that up, and for Northcote, it'll be just much of the same. Just keep putting Atatu into places they don't want to be. The kicking game's been pretty good from both teams, and it's a pretty close game, which the scoreline reflects at this stage. So Atatu surprisingly expensive, I thought, Troy, in the first half, considering the conditions. Happy to play second phase.
Yep. And I think, too, as we said, there was, a few of the Northcote tries, even though they were mounting the pressure and, seizing their opportunities. One was against the grain of play. The second one came off the back of an error, and that third one, I think, was a wee bit of a soft try. There may not have been too much gas in the tank with the boys doing a couple of sets back to back. That said, Northcote now are out and ready to carry on with it, and here come the Aquatechnics Roosters from Atatu, and they've had a wee bit of a warm-up in the old changing rooms over there on the far side, and we're coming to you live from Birkenhead War Memorial.
You know what happened there, Troy, was Atatu came out ready to start the second half. Northcote was still in the changing rooms. They're in there for a few minutes. Atatu have obviously thought, well, we may as well not be out here in the cold. So they've gone off to the safety of the changing rooms for a minute, but both teams now making their way back out to this one. And if you are just joining us, 16 points to 6, the North City Reinforcement Northcote Tigers lead the Aquatechnics Atatu Roosters in what is round 12 of the Fox Memorial Premiership.
Just a quick update too, Corey, live through from the live stream game over at the Mara Saints versus the Bulldogs. It's 6-all going into the halftime break there, and if you're a Bulldogs fan or a Mara Saints fan, we're live streaming that game through the Auckland Rugby League website, aucklandleague.co.nz. Get involved there. Over to Corey.
So Ben McIntyre gets us back underway with a kick down towards Kyle Neal, who scoops it up and hands off to Ralph Arvan, gets things back underway in this one. And really important that Atatu, you think, make a positive start in this one. They had a couple of chances to score late in the first half, missed those with a couple of fundamental errors. But Falilua Malio now, who has played the whole first half, great stamina from the big man to manage a whole half at this level. Of course, on the weekend we saw Aidan Tolman of the Bulldogs play 80 minutes in the front row as well, so it can be done. Great to see the big men out there for longer periods now as Inu kicks to finish what is a pretty good first set for the Atatu Roosters. Morgan Timoti Cook scrambles across to scoop it up, and it's a good chase from the Roosters as well. So a really positive start there for the West Aucklanders. Their first year back in the Fox Memorial Premiership after, I think it was 6 or 7 years down in the second division. Revel Neal leading them back last year with a victory over Bay Roskill in decider. And as we say that, Harrison Sutton coughs up an error.
Got the old bend back and a little bit of a drag along the ground.
So just sloppy. A little bit too long in the ruck there, which means Atatu will kick for touch, and Kyle Neal keen to get things back underway quickly.
Yeah, and I think Kyle needs to impose himself on this game now, and he'll certainly get a bit of momentum going forward, if he injects himself into the game. And let's see what they do now inside the 20 here down in Northcote territory.
So an early carry out wide by Daniel, who has taken a tackle led by Taylor Daniels. Daniel with the play the ball out towards the right. Falilua Malio now. Inches played towards the sticks. Good first up tackle from Johnson. Neal on the ball, goes back door to Inu. Inu comes back inside. Nicodemus, nice little run, but he spilt the ball. And Northcote recover it, so not what they were looking for there. Atatu again. Pretty expensive stuff. You wonder if maybe a little more expensive than it need to be there, Troy. Maybe just try something a little bit more simple without the offloads. That they have had a number of errors in this one, but on that occasion, Nicodemus, it was a good play. There's nothing wrong with the play, but in these conditions, really hard to execute those.
Yeah, I think they're trying to gee up a wee bit of energy and get really keen. They're going to want to get some points on the board, and and try and change the flow a wee bit in regards to Northcote. And the referee saying reset the scrum there. Yeah, bit of a conversation going on. And just as that happens, as we mentioned at the opening of this week's Live League match, big shout out to Peter Nielsen. Hope you get well soon, mate. Lots of love from the Auckland Rugby League fans and league fans across the region, and hope you're better soon, mate.
So Northcote now work this one out after the Te era. Daniel's on the ball, and he has lost the headgear, Troy, which he had in the first half. Logan Daniel with a good hit. So the line speed again really good here from the Roosters. Come back infield there, and Harrison Sutton met in a lovely low tackle from Salah Falilua
Good run
Malio.
from dummy half.
And Vetini Boa there with a good carry out of the bottom of the ruck. So they're making some good yardage here. The Northcote Tigers. Malu gets it, steps back inside, gets the kick away. Tully's on the chase, and he's got some wheels. Again, we see him, and he picks it up. One to beat here. He's got a couple looming in support. Puts a little bit of footwork on, and he's going to go over. What a try there from Amor Tully. Gets the ball out here on the left, and he just puts the burners on. Beats the initial one and then just stands up Nicodemus at fullback. That's a really good try there for the Northcote Tigers. Came out of nowhere, really, Troy.
Yeah, looked good and showed a clean set of heels, and he went in on the left-hand side of the SAS upright there. And kick to come, and this will probably be the most comfortable kick, or the easiest kick that Taylor will address today out in front of the sticks, and I hope I just haven't given him the kiss of death.
You have developed a little habit of that through our broadcasts this year, Troy. Of course, we...
Thank you for highlighting that once again, Corey, time and time again, my dear friend. So the crowd certainly fired up, and they're in great spirits down here at Birkenhead War Memorial, and they're certainly around the edges of the field over near the clubhouse and near the old stand. I won't say that anybody's actually sitting in the stand, but they're over there in that vicinity. And as we wait for the kick to come with that frosted sort of romantic look that we have going on, with a little bit of rain coming in on our lens. Oh! And that's through the post. I actually had to look out there in real time.
Very excited reaction from my colleague to a conversion from in front. But
and the ball's now gone to somewhere down near Takapuna Beach.
And actually, I think it might have been where I parked my car originally today, Troy, when I couldn't find the park. So Daniel's there with the conversion from in front, which extends the lead now out to 22 points to 6. The North City reinforcement Northcote Tigers now with a pretty commanding lead, and the Roosters get the feeling they need to be next to score.
Yep.
And it comes after they blew a chance to obviously take points of their own down the other end, Troy. So, again, errors are real kind of feature of this one in terms of negative stuff for Te, but plenty of time to turn it around here. We're only 5 minutes into the second half.
The wind's picking up too, Corey. It's starting to get a bit of a gust on now as we get later into the afternoon.
And now we see the Tigers come up with an error, which could be a crucial one because it's going to give Te a set starting about 20 metres off their line. Look like good first up contact there to force the error. So we will pack down for a scrum here. Plenty of talk going on from Northcote, encouraging that defensive effort. They have been made to do plenty of defence in this game so far. So we're back underway here. And Preuss takes the ball forward. Neil now looking for opportunities out wide of the ruck. Ralph Arvan, who we saw score a very good try early in the first half. Goes close again this time. So Northcote holding strong at this stage as Dylan Murray comes on into that dummy half role. So fresh legs on the park for Te. Now out to towards this left edge, and a crucial play there. Just a little bat down. They had the numbers, but James Waterson popped up at just the right time there to prevent the try, and it probably would have been a 4-pointer in the corner for the Roosters. So good defensive play there from Waterson, who we saw score in the first half.
Just as they reset the scrum there, weather's sort of just dampening off a wee bit, and Te'atatu on the attack.
Soifua goes close. Murray now into dummy half. Falilua Malio, great first up contact there from Harrison Sutton off the line. Meets it head on, and you've got to. Murray finds Falilua Malio, the other Falilua Malio. Here's a really good carry from Stuart Preuss. He's over the line, but Northcote get there in numbers. And held up is the call from our referee. And we're going to have a penalty at the end of all that. I think for Northcote just coming off the line a little bit early. But the Roosters now, Troy, starting to tighten the screws a little bit, really put some pressure on this Northcote team.
Yep, they need to be positive here and really stride in. They are. They're going on the attack. Looking to shift to the right edge.
Backdoor, Inu finds Soifua. Soifua, boys, hard to bring down. Takes 3 of them, but they get there in the end. Murray now into dummy half. Looking back towards the middle. Ralph Arvan. And credit to this Northcote defence who have just kept showing up so far. They've leaked just the 1 try today. Spent plenty of time camped on their own line. Another ruck infringement there, and you start to wonder if the referee gets to the point where he has to warn that, hey, we may have to have a sin bin here. If we keep getting these ones, boys, that's a couple now up against their own line. Murray's going to get things back underway. And it's unsurprising the Roosters are in a bit of a hurry.
Oh,
and just as we say that, Inu spills the ball. And they've shot themselves in the foot again, the Aquatechnics Te'atatu Roosters. It's a hard one to take because they are really starting to build some pressure there on Northcote. Back-to-back sets on the line as the commentary hub down here, Troy, just about flies away in the gusting wind.
I'm not doing a lot of talking, mate. What I'm doing is I'm anchoring our tent to the ground. And considering I'm the biggest guy to be able to do that, I thought that'd be the safest one to do it. So bear with us, folks, as the wind has picked up a wee bit. And big shout out to the North City Reinforcement, major sponsors of the Northcote Tigers, as the little ball's gone through.
Malu kicks in behind, but well cleaned up by Herbert. Now they get there in numbers, and out he goes. But we are going to have a penalty. The tackle was complete initially. A few of the Northcote boys feeling a little bit hard done by there, I think. But Te'atatu breathed a sigh of relief after Herbert scooped it up and was taken into touch.
And if you actually stop the play on that stream, you could actually see them have the conversation when the ball was held and played, and they said, "Oh, we're on the line. Let's all run over the line, over the sideline." Good run, good carry.
And great to be on the side of the field here, where you can hear all the talk going on and see the set plays being executed and that sort of thing. And I guess, Troy, one thing it does really make you appreciate is how professional some of these players are in terms of their understanding of the game, their communication.
Absolutely, yep. Look, there are 250 individuals that play in the SAS Fox Memorial, and they all give their heart, they all give their time, and they take it seriously, and they all train, extremely hard, extremely well. So if you're wanting to get, a great day out for any sort of football across the Auckland region, any given weekend, please come down and join the team, support your local club, and more importantly, come and enjoy the football.
So we get back underway here, and it's another set camped on the opposition line. Northcote captain Taylor Daniels getting a little bit of a talking to there from our referee. There's been a couple of ruck infringements. Just trying to slow the ball down, I guess, up against their own line. Now the Roosters are pressing really hard here. What have they got? Inu on the ball. His halves partner and the halves partner. Neil, the captain, goes very close. Watch for Soifua here if he can get involved. Ralph Arvan as well, looking hungry for the ball. Falilua Malio out of dummy half. Goes very close. Boy, this Northcote defence have been good today. They just keep showing up. Inu now finds Arvan. Arvan, the ball is free. Finds Nicodemus, and that is a great try. Te'atatu Roosters, excellent offload from Ralph Arvan. He scored the first one. He sets the second one up. Great play there. And finally, a breakthrough for the Te'atatu Roosters, Troy, and they spent a fair bit of time on the line on that occasion.
I think the Roosters have got something to cry about on that one, Corey. Just as the supporters over there in this main stand area and most of everybody inside the dugout were up and on their feet, and that's been a long time overdue. So let's hope that injects a wee bit of energy into the Te'atatu side, as Northcote now are actually having a wee bit of a conversation down there, and wanting to be getting back into the play, I'd suggest at this point in time. You know, it'd been a long time between drinks with Te coming to you right there, Corey. Holding on, mate. I'm still holding on to the tent as I'm talking to you, mate.
We're taking a bit of a battering down here, and I feel a bit sorry for our cameraman, who is currently on top of a scaffolding unit exposed to the conditions. So big shout out to our cameraman today, doing a very brave job.
Yes, and they all meet health and safety criteria and OSH.
Of course, of course.
We're all very focused around that. However, they may perish in the weather. So no, turning our attention back to the game, Te managed to convert that to points down here after mounting a wee bit of pressure. And good strong try, kick is good, points are on the board, and it'll be interesting now to see what happens from this kickoff. So Northcote have had a wee bit of a management meeting down there, and I think they'll be looking for some more of the same in regards to getting the ball down the other end and converting some points on the scoreboard.
So for all their mistakes, Te'Atatu, they're still right in this game. 10 points now, it's a 2 score game.
Yeah, we've got a big thumbs up there from one of the Te'Atatu supporters. He was happy with that. Good high kick-off ball, being held up in the wind, dropped into no man's land and bounced back.
What a horrible bounce for the Roosters, and Inu dishes out a big hit on Xavier Rice for his troubles. But play on is the call. Now Daniels inside the 10 from the Roosters, and that is a nightmare set following points, Troy, to not be able to catch the kickoff and then give away the penalty. And here come the Northcote Tigers. Veti Nubua is going to go close. Knock on! And a comedy of errors down here at Birkenhead War Memorial from both sides. A forgettable couple of minutes there for the respective coaching staffs. And Troy, I see we've got floodlights on down here at Birkenhead. It's just about getting to that point where you need to turn them on. And this one is getting pretty dark in this one. But the Roosters will pack the scrum down now. And Sui Fua works this one off. Palms off the first one from Malu, who has been pretty impressive defensively today. More than held his own. Murray.
So Te'Atatu got a wee bit of distance to go the length of the field again. Referee's blowing it up.
And Te'Atatu obviously feeling the strain of the speed of the game a little bit in the second half. They got their 5/8, doing a bit of yardage work on that occasion. Neil opts for the early kick, which is not a bad option at all. Finds grass and Tamati.
They're going to go. They're going to go.
What a try. We're going to have to wait for confirmation on that one, Troy, because there was a couple of potential little spills in there, but it is going to be a try. And it's Taylor Herbert who's going to call it after an early kick from Kyle Neal. Sort of caught Northcote a little bit unaware, perhaps, and I think it may have been Amor Tully who's juggled it. And Herbert just picks it up and says, well, I'll run that one in, thank you very much. And potentially reduce this one to a 4-point game with kick to come. So what a turnaround there from the Te'Atatu Roosters against the runner play that time. Troy Herbert gets his second try of the game.
And I think too, as we came into the second half, sort of mentioned about Kyle Neal and injecting himself into the game. He's had 3 fantastic touches. That was a great kick. He's the one who's started to, you know, turn the tide and ask the question. And, you know, some of the positive stuff that he's done, well, there you go. They've made an opportunity there. There's a bobble with the ball with the Northcote player. Swooped on it by the winger. And now what are we doing? We're sitting in front of the uprights as we're getting ready with a kick to come. And 6 points on the board.
So
Boom.
Logan Daniel converts. And all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, 22 points to 18. There's 1 try in it. And the Te'Atatu Roosters are back in this one. Really good start to the second half from the Roosters.
This is turning into a romantic story. Can the Te'Atatu Roosters drive this home now and secure 2 points on the SAS Fox ladder? Or do we see the Northcote Tigers being able to be professional and to close this game out with the last few minutes on the board?
I'm sorry, Troy, but if that's your idea of romance, I feel very sorry for your wife. But indeed it is a very good game of rugby league. We'll leave it at that. As the Roosters now threaten the big comeback, and what a huge win it would be for them if they can come back. There's a strip in there, I think, from Xavier Rice.
Cool heads will
So
prevail
everything's
now.
coming up the Roosters right now. Neil's going to kick for touch.
Another good kick.
So here they come. Plenty of energy all of a sudden.
Absolutely.
Teatatu. Murray kicks.
Great run.
Sui 4, excellent carry. Draws in 3 as well. And watch for the influence of Neil late in this tackle count as Falilua Malio takes it forward. Massive shot by Xavier Rice. Another penalty.
Not happy. Here come the invites to the barbecue again. Look at them running in from out wide. They don't need to be doing this. They need to focus on the game at hand, both sides. Just going to exert energy and share barbecue invites when they should be playing the ball and moving it.
That's right, so as things calm down, I'm sure our referee will have a quick chat to potentially both captains here. And a big shout out to the Roosters faithful who have made the trip over.
What's happened there? Somebody going to the bin, Corey?
And it's either a bin or a send-off. We're not too sure. We do apologise. It's a little hard to see the referee's signals from over in the corner here. So it's Eddie Figitoa who has been sent from the field. We wait for confirmation on whether that is for 10 minutes or in fact the entire game. And it's Figitoa is taking a seat in the sin bin. So it will be a 10-minute sin bin here. Huge opportunity now for the Roosters to not only get back in this one, but take the advantage here. Northcote are down to 12 men for the next 10 minutes as Inu darts back inside now. They're close. The Roosters can feel it. They know the comeback's on. And all of a sudden, all the crowd support here is behind the Roosters. They go very close that time through Preuss.
They're screaming for it out here on the right.
Inu to Neil. Neil sums it up, finds Arvan. Watch for the offload. Nicodemus into the back line. Hits it hard. But great defence there from Northcote. Last tackle coming up. What have they got here, the Roosters? Soi 4 goes to Neil. Shifts it on to Inu. Struggling a little bit. Northcote scrambling. Inu ducks, dives, flicks out the back. Neil now on the ball. Out towards this left edge. Preuss handles the ball. Murray.
Tidy.
There's gaps out here if they can get it there.
Oh!
Wow!
Is he getting up from that one?
Wow, and we wait for confirmation on what we've got there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a chat, but Troy, that was a huge hit.
Yep, and if you were over on that far side, you're getting great value for money today down here as this is getting into the desperate stakes, and Teatatu was certainly on the hunt there to get some points on the board. Everyone that you got to keep in mind that they're one player down, the Northcote Tigers, and they were stretching it from side to side trying to create the opportunity. Referee's having another conversation.
So we are still waiting for confirmation of what happens next as the touchy walks onto the field. But either way, that was a huge hit out on the sideline there. We wait for confirmation now to see how we restart play. A referee jogging to the spot where it looks like we're going to have another chat. So plenty of talk going on, Troy, but it's a big call, isn't it? You know,
it is, mate. This could be a turning point in the game, no matter which way it goes. And hopefully the young fella over there on the far side is going to be A-OK and back onto his feet.
Yeah, that's right. It's Edward Viaumu Leotalo who's down in the corner, did wear a massive shot. So hoping everything is okay with him. Perhaps a little bit winded after that one.
Teatatu was certainly scrambling there. You know, offloads were aplenty. Out the back door, side to side, and they created the opportunity over there on the left edge. Referee still having the chat.
And Troy, I think we've potentially got a shoulder charge here in the corner, which would explain how violent the hit looked at the time. So we wait now, and it looks like we'll probably have a Teatatu penalty. We're still ongoing through a few discussions here, and our clock is still running, ladies and gentlemen.
Going to touch on that, yes. So now it's indicative, Corey, as we get to the back end of the half.
That's right. So time is off, ladies and gentlemen, although our clock on the screen is still running. So we will be, I dare say, a couple of minutes out come full time. We're probably actually around the 59th minute of this one, as the injured player in the corner receives some attention, and the game will remain stopped until we get that sorted. And in the end, we have a Teatatu Roosters penalty at the end of all that, so they are going to restart play here, remembering that the Tigers are down to 12 players on the field. And everything in the last 10 minutes, Troy, has been about the Roosters. They've had all the momentum. They're playing some really good footy. They can smell the comeback here. And this would be a massive win for the Roosters. Of course, currently sitting in last position, relegation bound at this stage.
So close.
So
They're
here come
Teatatu,
Whaliloa Malio. And there's got to be a gap somewhere in this Northcote line. They're down one man. It's a prop. Eddie Figitoa currently in the bin. Preuss takes it forward. Preuss is going to go very close. Murray now wants a quick play of the ball, but it's a slow one. Well done there to the Northcote boys, but a little second effort.
Hey, I think there was a bit of shortland streak there.
Milking is the call, and I dare say a good call there from our referee. It did look a little dramatic there from Stuart Preuss. Out to the left now, Inu. Shifts it one more. Finds Logan Daniel. They're going close, but a credit to this Northcote defence who just keeps showing up. Neil steps, dives on the wet ground, steps back inside. There's the error. And that is a massive defensive play there from Northcote to survive that one. And handling once again the undoing of this Teatatu Roosters team. Northcote now will feed the scrum. Remembering that they have probably another 8 minutes or so, Troy, with only 12 men on the field, so really important they can hold the ball here.
Absolutely.
Soak up as much of that time as possible, get down the other end.
I think they scrambled really well there. Corey, you alluded to it. The North City reinforcement certainly came to the forefront for the Tigers and you know, showed a wee bit of steel there, a wee bit of concrete on the D. So let's see what Teatatu can do. You know, they've had a couple of back-to-backs down here. They've got an extra man and they really want to contain these guys inside their half and get the ball back. You know, we've got a 4-point ball game here and it's starting to really get on the edge of your seat stuff.
And this is a big set. They've just soaked up a whole lot of defensive pressure, have Northcote, but they really need their key men to get involved here in this one and get them down to the right end of the field. They don't need to score points, but they need to get down into the opposition half and spend a bit of time there while they are without Figitoa, who currently sits in the sin bin. Out to Daniels, who takes it forward now.
You notice they're winning the ground war too. They're wrestling them, keeping them on the ground. They're trying to slow that ruck speed down. Good
kick out towards Herbert. Kept in place. A play on is the call at this stage. Little flick over the top. Some potato stuff from Northcote.
It's touch footy.
That was worth the price of admission on its own. Just seeing that lovely little sequence of offloads here right in front of us in the ARL SAS tent.
That's going to be replayed most nights, I would have thought, from those three fellas for the Northcote Tiger boys.
Little chip over the top here
Great
now.
catch.
And McIntyre's regathered. McIntyre hands it off to his winger who dribbles a little kick in behind. Teatatu with the numbers there to scramble and defend it. So plenty of noise from the crowd here. Really starting to fire up here, Troy. This is what Fox Footy is all about. The nitty-gritty as we enter the final 15 minutes here at Birkenhead War Memorial. And it has been an excellent game, end-to-end footy between two teams who are desperate. Of course, Northcote did put a bit of distance between themselves and relegation with that win last week against Richmond. But for Teatatu, every game now is vital. Everyone's important. Murray comes into dummy half now, struggling for yardage here a little bit, really enthusiastic. Line speed from Northcote. Arvan finds Neil, kicks down, and Morgan Timothy Cook, he's going to get a big wind up here. What's he got on the kick return? Looking for a gap, it's not forthcoming. Good line speed and good chase there.
We've got defenders and attackers walking back to get into position. Northcote still yet to get shape and they've got the ball.
And Troy, you can just hear it in the talking now from Teatatu. They really want this one. They know it's there for the taking.
Yeah.
Nice little dance back inside there.
Knock on.
From Tully, but it is a knock on, and that's a huge play there from the Roosters. Couple of high fives going round. And the chance now to strike a blow while Figitoa remains in the bin for Northcote. He's probably got, I would estimate, Troy, about 5 minutes remaining in the bin.
Yeah, they really need to capitalise on that. So it looks like they're shifting a few out of the scrum, getting better position into the attack.
So here they come, the Roosters. Crucial they complete this set. Excellent first carry there from the big fella, Lucky Javier, the 34-year-old. He's a builder by trade. I dare say he was doing a bit of destruction on that occasion. Excellent carry from the big fella. Finds Murray now. And quick play of the ball's the key here for the Roosters. Murray trying to get up to it, carrying a bit of an ankle knock. By the look of it there, Falilua Malio met head on by Trent Schwankel.
Yeah, a couple of big boys in that clash.
Murray now directing traffic. They come out towards the right. Ralph Arvard, huge hit over the top. Taylor Daniels leading the way. Preuss. Again, Daniels involved in the tackle. This is where your classy players really come to the fore here. Northcote, a number of guys standing up for them defensively. Inu directing traffic out the back door. Bill spills loose. Northcote has survived again.
Good recover there.
And surprise, surprise, it's handling errors, which again are letting the Roosters down at all the wrong times. It's been a real battle for them today. No doubt a major concern for Coach Revel Neal at half-time. And there have been periods where they've addressed it in the second half, but it hasn't been all one-sided, as we see Northcote now come up with one as well. So a high error count, as you would sort of expect, Troy, with these conditions. It's really tough footy to play. But the Roosters now are going to get a chance here.
Now, is this a critical part of the match? Is this a critical time?
Absolutely. This is a huge part of the game. You would think Northcote are about to be back to their full complement of players, and Teatatu need to strike a blow here, or at the very least build some pressure, make Northcote do a little bit of defensive work.
He's called time off there. It's a bit of niggle in the front row. Now there's a little headlock. And
yeah, so time is off as we address a couple of little issues there. Wait for the clock to resume. As our referee just reminds the boys how to pack down a scrum. They've only been doing it their whole life, Troy.
Yeah, well, they're just trying to, you know, get along with one another.
Push the
Here we go,
like
here we go.
say.
Big chat, lots of energy. As Corey's already alluded, the Northcote player is still in the bin.
Falilua Malio now takes it forward. He's been busy today, has the big fella, but well contained by the Northcote defence. Neil on the ball. Neil comes out. Sui 4 now. Sui 4 on the ball. Slips. Northcote get there in numbers. They're just off the line here. Cale Johnson into dummy half.
Bad
Scrappy ball around the feet of Murray. Play on is the call. Perhaps lucky to get away with that one. Teatatu. Johnson again into dummy half. The younger of the Johnsons. Of course, Cale playing with Dad Hayden today as Lucky Javier threatens to get the offload away. It's taken 3, 4, 5 Northcote defenders. I think
still looking to offload.
Still haven't got him to the ground. Murray just left. Neil puts on some footwork. Daniels with the initial contact, enough to put him off. Out the back it goes. Johnson, big hit out wide in the corner. Still battling.
That left-hand corner has been a big danger zone for the Teatatu Roosters, as they've run into really tight defence there from the Northcote Tigers. There's been a couple get cleaned up over on that far edge.
Yeah, that's right. Absolute war zone out there. Some big hits from the Tigers' right edge.
That's a penalty being awarded.
Have we got another one in the bin here, Troy? I think we may. It looks like it. So you wouldn't believe it, just as Northcote prepare to get back to a full complement, Amoi Tully has been sent from the field, and he's going to look at this. He's going to pass his teammate in the sin bin. They're going to have a little chat before Tully takes his seat.
You know, for the last 20 minutes of this half, Northcote have been down one man.
And that's got to kill you as a coach. The discipline there from the Northcote players, just letting them down. They had done so well to survive. But now here come Teatatu. Sui 4. Burrows close to the line. So at this stage, Northcote down to 11. Eddie Figitoa on the sideline preparing to come back on. He's playing out the final minute or so of his sin bin. They've also got Amor Tully in the bin. And Teatatu, surely they've got to be able to strike here. There's got to be space somewhere on this field. As Falilua Malio goes very close. They've got to go to the edge, the Roosters. There's got to be space. Preuss takes it close. Good three-man tackle from Northcote.
Quick play the ball.
Backdoor, Neil. Neil keeps going. Offload out the back. Nicodemus, his body's everywhere. He's going to go close. Held up just short. And this Northcote defence, they've done it. Incredible, Troy. Down to 11 players. They have survived there. And they just kept turning up for each other. Incredible stuff there from Northcote.
It's a bit of a disconnect in the game at this point, though. Everyone's having a quick breather. Lots of communication on the Northcote side, dragging them out to the left-hand edge, their left-hand edge, as they get ready to pack down into the scrum here. We've still got 2 off, Corey. Can't quite see over that far side.
No, I think so. Northcote
One's back on.
To 12 on the field. Tuli just started his sin bin, and Eddie Fugitora returning from his.
So close, and yet so far. It's
And
been
the Roosters,
TeAtatu all down here,
yeah.
isn't it? It's just about the same, mate. The last 10, 12 minutes, it's all been them. They're here.
And a bit of a lifting motion in that tackle. Falilua Malio that time.
Yeah.
So Northcote with a much needed penalty here, which is going to take them into the attacking half. We've got about 10 minutes to go in this SAS Fox Memorial Premiership match, round 12 of the competition. The bottom place TeAtatu Roosters and 7th placed Northcote Tigers playing out an excellent game here in torrid conditions at Birkenhead War Memorial. If you are just joining us, we do have another live stream going on currently on the ARL website between Marist and Richmond. All the details on there. Big thank you to our friends at Carlisle Productions for bringing us that one. And of course the team on the ground here today at CTAS as Daniels now spills the ball.
It's now or never.
And Falilua Malio scoops it up, and the Roosters, as you say, Troy, they've got to strike a blow at some point. They've got the numerical advantage. They've had almost all of the ball as Arvan takes a good carry forward. Need a quick play the ball here. They get one. Murray shifts to Neil. There's space out here on the right. Sui 4. Great tackle there. Led by Tuigamala. Neil back towards the middle of the park. Javier with the carry.
You can feel everybody starting to lift now.
Oh.
And just as we say that, lifted too early, little knock on, we get the scrum. And you feel like that somebody just got the get out of jail card there.
And poor Revel Neil, he's got to be sitting there. I'm sure the message is going out. Hold the ball, complete your sets, we'll wear them down eventually, but it's just not happening for the Roosters. And Northcote survive again. And you just wonder how much confidence Northcote are building. Each time they survive a set here, they know they're down to 12.
Well, as they're showing a wee bit of steel.
Yeah, they are. They certainly are. And they did that again last week. We saw it in the second half to come back. All the play was against them in the first half against Richmond, but they came back and completely dominated the second. And we're seeing that sort of character coming out again in this Northcote team. Daniels takes another carry forward. He's been good again today, has the captain.
Yeah, he has
shout out
been,
as well,
especially on the D, mate.
A couple of other middle forwards. Harrison Sutton there as Fugitora hit on a big one. Bull spills out the back. Thankfully, Northcote, for their sake, regather. Scooped up by Schwamkel. Xavier Rice. Afu takes it forward. Falilua Malio with a big hit. So just short of halfway here. A little bit of theatrics going on in the play of the ball there from Afu. Alpha Van hunting Neko Malu, gets the hit on him. Here comes the return from Daniel. Perhaps wisely holds the ball there with Gap on the outside.
On the right, mate. It's all on.
So they got the numbers. There's a penalty in the ruck. I dare say TeAtatu will be keen to get things back underway. Kyle Neal shares my point of view on that one. Neal kicks for touch. And it's really building here. We're into the last 6 minutes or so here at Birkenhead War Memorial Park in this round 12 SAS Fox Memorial Premiership clash. And it has been an absolute thriller, and it's only going to get better, you feel, as TeAtatu now on the push. They trail by 4 points currently. They've had all the ball. What have they got? Can they get over that line?
I said it was now or never 3 minutes ago. It's definitely now or never now.
Neil on the ball. Arvan. He's been good today, has the veteran, gets the ball out the back, Nicodemus, but a really good tackle, I think,
good
from Timothy Cook. Javier brings play back towards the middle. Falilua Malio.
They're throwing everything at this.
Left side shift, Inu. But they've just got no answer for this Northcote shuffling defence so far. Neil
Going wide now.
Finds Sui 4. Sui 4 shifts out one more to Herbert. Herbert with a little kick in behind. Ball is spilt. It's going to be back-to-back sets. Still no try, though, for the Atatu Roosters.
Is that Taylor Herbert, number 2?
Taylor Herbert, yeah, he's had a pretty good game out there on the right flank, Troy.
Yeah, he's got a cheeky little glint in his eye. He's a humorous little fella, and met him at pre-season training, and you know, to show a wee bit of courage there to try and chip through in these conditions, that showed a wee bit of class. So well done, mate.
And he's only new to the league, Troy. He's only in his 3rd season of league, I think, at 19 years of age. So a late adopter to the game, but certainly has not looked out of place at all today. Had some really nice touches, a couple of big defensive plays as well. As the Roosters
good drop on the inside, and hello.
Another set. And Northcote, well, they just about know every blade of grass down this end of the field right now, the Tigers. As Neil finds Sui 4. They've got the numbers here. Surely Herbert in the corner.
Still standing, still
the
standing.
Scramble defence from Northcote. Outstanding.
No, they've Tony's down. Did he roll it over? Held up.
Held up is the call. So they'll go back out to the 10. But Troy, for all money, Herbert was in there, and out of nowhere, Northcote just keep getting numbers.
Yeah, I think the big defender sort of had a few kgs on Taylor there, and he might need to have a few more weak backs.
A bobble, but it's gone back from Falilua Malio. Go back for the play of the ball. But if you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing a masterclass in goal line defence from the Northcote Tigers, who have had everything, including the kitchen sink and the scrubbing brush, thrown at them in this second half as Arvan. Ball out the back, over the top.
What's the call? Knock on both ways?
And judging by Xavier Rice's reaction there, Troy, rather enthusiastic yell. Northcote are going to have to feed here. And Eko Malu getting plenty of hugs after that one, and rightfully so. Good scramble from the little number 7 to get up in the face as we enter the final 5 minutes or so of this clash.
And to be fair, the last quarter of an hour, it's all been Te'atatu. It's been Te'atatu with 13 players versus 12. And as you've said, they've been on every blade of grass down here. And now they need to get the ball back, so they're going to have a good defensive set and try and get the opportunity to close it out. In the meantime, you've got to tip your hat to the Northcote Tigers. Done an absolutely stellar job on their defence, and here they are now running out of their half.
And Troy, obviously between the both of us, we see a lot of Fox Memorial Premiership footy, but I'm not sure I've seen better goal line defence than this so far, particularly given that they are down to 12 men. Incredible from Northcote.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, and you know, where they were on the ladder a few weeks ago for the Northcote Tigers, you know, they're playing with pride now. They're playing for each other. They've got a lot of good momentum over the last few weeks, and they're no longer a relegation issue for them. They're wanting to climb up the ladder. However, Te'atatu, if they come down to it, looks like they're going to kick.
So Afu will find grass. Nicodemus scrambles across, and he's hoping this one's going to go dead. It's just going to roll dead, and he'll be keen to get things back underway. The Northcote line a little bit slow getting back. There's an opportunity here out on the right edge.
They've got a long way to go.
They do indeed. And still with the man in the bin, the Northcote Tigers. And Te'atatu, well, they've played some really good footy, but just have not been able to execute in the attacking 20. Real struggles and good ball particularly. But you get the feeling, Troy, that they've still got something in them here, the Roosters, particularly through someone like Kyle Neal, the captain, really creative player. You also got Ralph Arvan just out on this right edge, causing plenty of troubles. As we see a great carry there from Logan Daniel, which has got them now into attacking territory as we approach the back end of this tackle count. Neil, there's gap out here on the right if they can get it. Arvan's decided to go back infield instead.
Still standing. Oh. And I like Nicodemus today too. I think he's been good for the Roosters.
Another trop there for the Roosters, and almost running out of words to describe how frustrating this must be for Roosters fans. For Coach Revel Neal, another dropped ball. You see him there barking instructions from the sideline.
Got the linesman going in here from our side, or is he just, no, he's just marking the D.
And that may well be the game, Troy, with about a minute left. Of course, our clock will be a little bit out on the match managers, but the match manager up on the feet. So you think Northcote, they hold the ball here, it's game over, and they earn themselves a courageous victory in the face of playing with only 12 men for actually much of the second half, Troy. 20 minutes of the second half with only 12 men. A brief period there where they only had 11 men on the field due to a double sim binning. But Northcote just complete the set, and as I mentioned that, a ball spills out the back. Stop the second phase, boys. You don't need to be creative at this point with a 4-point lead. And I dare say mere seconds left in the match. So the Roosters there getting there in numbers. Timer's off, so we wait there. I think just maybe a play off the mark, not too sure. Maybe a little bobble in there, Troy. A little bit hard to see over here, particularly in the pretty dark conditions down here at Birkenhead.
I just had my eye on the match managers over the far side there, Corey. They haven't reached for the air horn yet, so I dare say we can't be too far away from that. And only moments left in play.
Hang on, we have had a dramatic twist here. Teatatu have ended up with a penalty.
Well,
and drama to the very end, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it now or never, Corey?
I would think so, given that I believe we're in the last minute of this match. But what a game. Drama till the very final play here. Have the Roosters got a late winner in them?
They
4
just
points.
Keep charging it into the ruck there. They've got guys on the wide. Young Taylor's been screaming for it for the last couple of plays.
Neil finds Sui Four, who takes it forward. We're back to 13 on 13. Neil now into the bottom of the ruck. We keep an eye on our match manager, Troy. Air horn in hand, but not raised at this stage. Inu takes it towards the sticks. It's going to come down to the final play. Neil, back door, gaps. Northcote scrambling. They get there in numbers.
It's an absolute cliffhanger, ladies and gentlemen.
Up the back they go now. Hands it off. Nicodemus, the kick in behind. Bodies everywhere. Northcote recovered. That's going to be the game. And a couple of words exchanged there between the boys. But I think at the upshot of all that, we're going to have a Northcote ball.
Looked like it formed a wee bit of a maul over there for 1 minute.
Yeah, that's right. Perhaps in celebration of the British and Irish Lions who are touring New Zealand. Of course, I'm sure plenty of our viewers will be watching that one tonight against the All Blacks. After watching the Warriors live, of course, have it on record.
After watching Emirates New Zealand, we're having a great time here in the bottom of the world.
Geez, you're good, Troy. You're plugging sponsors that don't even support us. That is fantastic. Big plug there for Emirates. And well done to the Team New Zealand boys. So Northcote going to have a penalty here. And provided nothing silly happens in the final exchanges, it is going to be a victory for the North City Reinforcement Northcote Tigers. And a hard-earned one at 22-18. They have survived much of the second half, camped on their own line. They need to complete this set. Just hold on to the ball.
As soon as you say that, they've dropped it out the back.
You're joking.
Well, we're going to have another chat.
Has been a fairly scrappy end to this one. It's going to be, I think, Northcote penalty. In the end, we thought it may have been a little...
A few of the officials are over there checking with the match manager. What is the time? What is the time?
Our referee has earned his money today. So, by our count, Troy, we're 2 minutes into added time. Of course, we did have that period there where our clock didn't stop when the game clock stopped. So, not long at all left in this one. Cale Johnson there with a massive hit, just looking to...
bit of an exchange.
Yeah, and a few of the boys there just... I think maybe trying the jersey swap a bit early.
Yeah, really not required, and as it's off to the side of the viewing screen, you know, with only moments to go, this game could have gone either way, and it'll be interesting to see who gets the ball now.
And do stay with us post-match, ladies and gentlemen. We'll hear from the two captains, Kyle Neal and Taylor Daniels.
Yep.
Get their reaction from the end of what has been an excellent game. As Kyle Neal now getting a quick talking to from our referee. So Troy, the final minute of this match has dragged on for about 4 minutes by the time we've had all the different stoppages and that sort of thing in this one. But I'm not complaining because it's been an excellent game of SAS Fox Memorial Premiership Rugby League here. Round 12 of the competition. A crunch clash for both teams. And for Northcote, if they do survive to get the victory here, that pretty much is the relegation threat over and done with. As they get another penalty here.
No, just wind the clock off here, and there you go.
A scrappy one into touch. Still waiting for that horn from our match manager.
Has the horn gone? The guys seem to be saying that the game is over.
And it looks like The horn hasn't gone, Troy, but I'm assuming perhaps we've had a horn malfunction or something along those lines, because that
Good grief.
is the game, ladies and gentlemen. And that is it. So congratulations to the North City Reinforcement Northcote Tigers, who win this one 22 points to 18 over the Aquatechnics Te Roosters in round 12 of the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. What a game it has been. A spirited effort from both sides. And Te, well, they had far too many errors in this one, but to their credit, they just kept coming back. They spent much of the second half camped on the line, but couldn't come up with a result. And the Northcote defence, well, we highlighted it in the call, some of the best goal line defence you will ever see. Spent 20 minutes in the second half down to 12 men due to a couple of sin binnings, and they just kept showing up, did the Northcote Tigers. So an incredible effort from them, and that win pretty much takes them out of the relegation zone. They go up onto 9 competition points. And for the Te Roosters, they stay at the bottom, and their worries continue as they look for a way out of relegation. Of course, they are the newly promoted team. They want to stay there. Revel Neal doing plenty of good things out there at the Roosters, but on this occasion just did not have the attacking execution to get them over the line. So we are going to hear from the two captains, Kyle Neal from the defeated Te Roosters team, and Taylor Daniels, who for the 3rd week in a row is a victorious captain with the Northcote Tigers. And thank you for joining us. It's been an excellent game out here at Birkenhead War Memorial. Of course, we've had a second live stream going on out at Murray Halberg Park between the Marist Saints and Richmond Bulldogs. So if you have tuned into both streams, trust you've enjoyed the action today. And a big thank you to the Auckland Rugby League for bringing you this live stream free, online, all around the world. Of course, we'll be with you for the remainder of the year. We've brought you a number of pre-season or regular season games so far, and we'll be bringing them with you right up until the conclusion of our competition around August. So we are going to hear from both captains in a minute. And do join us next week. We've got a special double-header, I guess, on Saturday. We will have the Mangere East Hawks hosting the Mount Albert Lions out at Walter Massey Park, which should be a really good game in the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. And then the following day, live from Cornwall Park, we will be bringing you the Women in League round. We're going to be bringing you 3 women's games, starting with an under-17 game earlier in the day, and then bringing you 2 senior women's games later in the match. So we are now going to throw to Troy, who's going to talk to the defeated captain today, Kyle Neal.
G'day, Kyle. Mate, first thoughts, we just ripped you straight off the field. What a game.
Yeah, pretty tough out there, eh? Both sides came to play. You know, we were both down the bottom of the ladder, and it was full on, eh? That last sort of 20-10 minutes was so intense.
Mate, having a couple of boys in the bin for the Tigers, you know, they came off at one point, they were two players down. What was going through the mind being the captain and, you know, trying to drive the boys forward?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, down by 4 points, they're down 2 players. You know, we should be capitalising on that. You know, so it was just trying to find those spaces. You know, we knew that they would be short, but somehow we just couldn't get the ball to those spaces.
Look, catching up with your dad earlier, you know, the start of the game, there was a lot of intent by the Roosters. A few of the tries I was talking during the commentary, one went against the grain, then there was an error, and then I felt there was a soft try down on your half. You know, what was the chat at half time?
Well, that's exactly right. You know, their tries came off our errors. We knew if we just held the ball, you know, with the footy, we held those balls, cut down on our errors, would be right back into it. You know, we were there, and just at the end of that second half, you know, we should have been on top.
The first half, mate, I thought you were a little bit quiet. You certainly injected yourself into the second half, and everyone started to stand up. In regards to you know, getting down to the last few minutes there, it got a little bit sloppy. What was the message to the boys, you know, in the last 5 minutes?
Oh, just dig deep. You know, it's been the story of our season, eh? Those last 10 minutes, just had to dig deep and just find a way. You know, running a little bit straighter. You know, we just couldn't get there in the end.
In regards to the actual match, though, what learnings will you take from this moving into next week, mate?
I think just, you know, that first half, we start off slow in that first half. Again, as you talked about with those errors, you know, we can't let teams have that, you know, and try coming back from that. So just need to knuckle down and cut down those personal errors, and we should be all right.
Mate, it was a cliffhanger game. absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys enjoy watching it, even though commiserations on the loss. More importantly, though, on behalf of the Auckland Rugby League and all the Roosters fans, best of luck for next week, mate.
Cheers, thanks Troy. I'd just like to say one of our team management, he's in hospital at the moment,
Yep.
Peter Nielsen, so just big shout out to Peter Nielsen. Hopefully you can get the live stream there, but yeah, always thinking about him. Cheers.
Awesome, mate. Take care. I'm going to throw over to Corey now, and he's going to be able to catch up with the captain from the winning team as we go and find Taylor Daniels.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are joined by a very cold, I dare say, Taylor Daniels. Mate, the goal line defence in that second half, incredible. What was the sort of talk that was going on your line there?
I was just a classic man-on-man defence. I know we were down a couple of players for most of that half, or definitely we had 12 players for most of that half. But it was just man-on-man, getting numbers to the ball, and fucking, not leaving one-on-ones by themselves and getting outside. The simple stuff.
It says plenty about your culture that, despite backs against the wall, you had barely any ball in the second half. You mentioned, you were down to 12 men for 20 minutes of the second half. It says a lot about your culture that you kept showing up for each other.
Yeah, mate, that's been the thing, working for each other. Especially the start of the second round. We were doing that in the first round, but just working for each other, all the boys have bought into it, and fucking, we saw that out there in that last 20 minutes, pretty much second half. So it was good, everyone working for each other.
3 wins in a row now for you after a really tough start to the season. You must be a very proud captain right now.
Yeah, it's good, eh? It's an awesome feeling at the moment. But it's game by game each week, and no disrespect to Atatu, but we go from one end of the table to the next week. Playing the top of the table, the Pirates next week. So it's a big step up, and we got to get ready on Tuesday. So we'll just enjoy this win, game by game, and look at next week on Tuesday.
You obviously spent last year with the Pirates yourself, mate. What are you expecting from them? You played them earlier in the year as well. What's that game going to be all about?
Just simple game, eh? They're a very structured team. Got a lot of experience, and all the young boys just feed off their experience. So it's a lot of simple stuff, and once they've worn a team down, that's when they look to strike. So we got to be on our toes all game, especially our line speed and their returns. So our kick chase. If we get our line speed up, we give our side every chance to win.
That's it from us. Thank you for joining us, Taylor, and congratulations on a really gritty win for your side.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It was tough. Cheers.
Thanks to Taylor for joining us. We are now going to bring Troy in and wrap things up here from Birkenhead War Memorial. And Troy, I guess the two captains summed it up in the end there. Errors for Te'atatu, the big downfall for them, but that Northcote line defence, incredible.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game. We talked, I did anyway, I talked a wee bit about romance. It would have been nice for Te'atatu to do it, but again, you've got to take your hat off to Northcote. As Taylor said, they scrambled on the line. They were always down with a man with about, let's say, a good close to 18 minutes to go, and Te'atatu just couldn't convert. As we spoke to Kyle, the first 3 tries where Northcote got out in front, they did it off errors. The first one was against play, fair dues. The other one was an error, which we talked about down here on the line, where they basically just coughed the ball up and went over and scored. And then that third try that I sort of touched on, I thought it was a wee bit soft, but I think the boys might have been down and, just in the wrong place at the wrong time. That said, they mounted a good, strong comeback. And, you even touched on, they've been on every blade of grass down here whilst they were inside that 20, inside the 10. They were camped here, and they just couldn't convert. So that's going to be a tough one for them. Great win for the Northcote Tigers, so they're going to take a lot of momentum off that. And for Te'atatu, the question now for Rev and the boys will be, where to now? Yeah,
that's right. And cut to where to now for us, Troy. Where to now is off to Waldemassey Park next week for Mangere East versus Mount Albert. We'll be live from 2 p.m. It's a bit of a double header next week. The following day we are going to be at Cornwall Park. We're going to be bringing you 3 women's games, which we're looking forward to, an under-17s game, Troy, and a couple of senior games. So do join us for that. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast today and also tuned in to our broadcast of the Marist versus Richmond match. So from a very cold Birkenhead War Memorial Park, it's goodbye until next week.